Hello, as I can here show you the property rights coloring right here as you have it to where I'm sure everybody has seen it before. It's like so far as seal icons, like you get that you see that the eagle and along with the stars and all that represent so far as so far as the presentation of so far as either the congressman or it could be the White House so far as the Democrats and Republicans. And you have it to right here talking about real estate property, and right here is that of course drew a map of say these different landscapes. As if we can all remember the three basic rights, and it's like right to vote, right to own land, and then I think the other one was your right to speak for your own mind or whatever it is. But so far as the property rights, is that more likely that maybe in the next 5 or 10 years from now that they'll have it to where they add like a new law to where if you were to buy property, that whatever property it is, if it's rent to own or if it's leasing properties, or if it's if you buy property that whatever you do with it, if you want to build a house on there or open up a business, whatever it is. But a lot of people would probably say that after the land costs money, and then more likely they decide that they don't want to open up a business, or they don't want to build a house, or have a private park or whatever you call it, a football field, whatever it is. And a lot of it I guess has to do with money, maybe time and arrangement, and so far as working with the state, you say, so far as the federal government goes. But a lot of times is that a lot of people would probably say that a lot of it has to do with the fact about with the bills and the taxes, along with others, that with the taxes being pretty high to most properties, and that one reason maybe why people want to sell their properties or or lease it out to somebody or whatever it is, abandon the property, that more likely that it's possible maybe that depend on how many acres it is that that they are think that they're paying too much money for whatever you call for property tax. And a lot of times is I guess this also includes any mobile homes or RV any trailer mobile homes, or boats, or it could be such tractors, which I don't know if they would count tractors and farm equipment as so far as something that you would have to pay for. But so far as paying for whatever that nowadays with the way the internet goes, is that maybe you look up this information, but so far as the basic rights is that the basic rights would be is that the right to speak so far as as negotiating with the real estate agent, as so far as you don't want to you don't want to argue with them about the price. Is that they tell you the price, and then they go on and say that we want this much or whatever you call it. And it's like so far as doing the math, is that you do the math, and then after you do the math, and then it's like wonder, that's how much you want. Well, we're not going to lower the price, or we're not going to give you what you want, whatever it is. But I don't know if there is any such thing as really as buying any kind of property on eBay, but more likely they probably say that maybe there may be something like that. So far as buying property, you got the lake right there. It's like a place where you can go fishing, and maybe a place to put a few trailer parks, or maybe townhouses, condos, whatever it is. But you have it to where you get it's like the bill for what you say is if you own a property, you sign the bill, whatever the bill says, that whatever grant money it is or whatever that it would go to whatever you want to build on that land. But so far as doing the homework, is if you have about a blank page at about right here, that you whatever you want to add on to it, so far as whatever how the budget works. But so far as properties, if you buy property and you want to build a house or business somewhere, more likely that they say that there ain't no rules and restrictions for what you can do with the property, other than the fact about that there may be some rules about this so far as the state goes. Is that build what you want to build on them, and it's like, so far as the legal action, so far as who's trespassing on that property, the boundary line, or what do we call it, but it's like the way I think about it is that that way the land goes is that, if we all ever heard that song before, it's like, this land is your land, this land is my land, from California to New York Island, from the Arctic forest, and this land was made for you and me. But so far with land is that we all know that with most land that we can all think about is that what we want to do with our land maybe is to grow foods and grow resources, to help each and every American person, and so far as the American people, and so far with the what you say is if they're a Hispanic or American, African, American, or it's like so far as whatever, any type of immigrants that there is, that so far as whatever race that there is, that more likely to know that with whatever land that there is, that to know that I guess the whole purpose about buying land is to respect for, it's like, whatever land is yours, you can do whatever you want with it. You just would say, don't do anything illegal. But anyway, but so far as for real estate, and then you got so far as the present seals, and then along with the bills. But more likely, they could probably say that that after you buy the property, you get the bill. You got to pay taxes on it, but more likely, they probably say that that's what happens whenever you buy a certain amount of acres. If you don't need that certain extra acres that you don't want, or whatever you call it, or just too much to handle, then say this, work it out, maybe state, and maybe work it out with you, or something to say, well, if you want to sell it, then you can sell it. Otherwise, you can keep it, and they'll build whatever you want with it. And even if you want to store build a storage shed unit or whatever you call it there. But so far as this real estate, is that the whole point about the real estate pretty much means that so far as real estate is that the right to own land for however whatever the land that's available that's so far as on the market, and the fact about that that knowing whatever property that you do have, that maybe in the next 5 or 10 years from now, that it may be by law that more likely that one of them could be related to work related, that if you own any more than 5 acres of land, then more likely then you would need to at least have a garden area in there. But any type of business related. But anyway, so far with the property rights, and then along with it, so far as that with the landscaping, real estate agent, and property rights color.